Hi, everybody. Kathy Lowry Gallowitz here in Vanguard Veteran. Today I'm here with Bill Tenney from Maple Grove United Methodist Church. Bill is a proud Vietnam veteran, former Marine, and a PTSD survivor after his tour in Da Nang. About 5 years ago, he started the Veterans Support Group here at the church and has done some really remarkable work in strengthening connections and relationships and letting the veterans in the congregation know that this church cares about them. There's about 24 people or so in the Veteran Support Group, and the congregation is about 400, something like that. So, Bill, thanks for being here today. Please tell us what your Veteran Support Group and the activities are all about.
Well, a few years ago, I started attending training primarily for organizations to help returning veterans. And I felt this was important because being a Vietnam veteran, we weren't well supported by the community when we returned. And I wanted to make sure that our current service members got the proper treatment that they earned.
Right.
And I set up the support group so we could share stories with each other, support each other, and get the camaraderie that we had when we were in the service.
Wonderful. So you can share the load and help people, make sure people know that they're cared. So you meet about quarterly.
Yes.
Okay. What else do you do besides that support group that you lead?
Well, when we have members or family members that enlist in the armed services, we have a send-off for them in church where we bring them up front and we'll give them a dog tag that has a cross and a biblical passage on it as part of the send-off. We lay hands on them, pray for them,
Nice.
that they successfully complete their boot camp, and we welcome them back when they come home on leave and then recognize them again in church.
And so a big part of this ministry is regular, deliberate communication with people when they're away from home.
Yeah, definitely. We stay connected. We get email addresses, communicate with them via Facebook, and also through their family members that are part of the church. We talk with them almost weekly to get updates.
Nice. So the parents and the siblings of those serving who are away from home feel supported in that as well.
Exactly, and they are also welcome to come to our meetings if they want to get additional
But the
support.
beauty of your meetings is that it's veterans talking to veterans. And you've shared with me some very powerful stories about how veterans are more willing to share in that space maybe than they are willing to share with a family member or a civilian who's not been through what they've been through.
Yeah, exactly. We have groundwork that what we share there stays there. So we build trust with each other.
Great. And Bill explained that sometimes it takes a long time to build trust, maybe upwards of a year, and that he himself will take people to the VA to help them get the care that they need. And then he's seen some very powerful results in that these people will end up going on their own. One particular service member took a year or so for you to build the trust enough to help him get additional care. So that's wonderful. Then you've also explained some special recognitions around Memorial Day and Veteran Day. Real quick, tell us what you do.
Well, for the month of November for Veterans Day, we post pictures on the bulletin board of all current active duty service members, as well as all the former and living service members within our church. We also show a power slide presentation in church as part of the service, along with military themed music. And on Memorial Day, we have a wreath laying ceremony. And we also do the same thing with our deceased veterans with a bulletin board and a PowerPoint presentation.
And those presentations are present the whole month of either May or November so that all the congregation can enjoy that celebration. That's wonderful. You also support Heroes Care. You can see Heroes Care on his shirt, and that program is national. They receive a weekly list of people, mainly Guard and Reserve members, whose the member or the family might be seeking some support. There's 2 veterans in their Stevens Ministry group that particularly offer that support, and it's basically listening and empowering service members to help them get the most out of their life. Does that sound about right?
Exactly. And we meet with them one-on-one on a weekly basis as long as they need support and help from us.
That's great. That's a very organized program. If you want to learn more about that, it's in the resource directory, or certainly Bill will be a resource for that. I understand you also have been doing some outreach to homeless people, and you're still exploring opportunities there. But there's a couple really unique programs that Bill told me about, and one is that his members of his veterans group are invited to participate in the Church Safety Patrol, and is that particularly welcome and appreciated by certain groups of veterans?
Yeah, the younger veterans seem really interested in being able to do that because church security, unfortunately, is a big issue these days.
Mm-hmm.
And we provide a roving safety patrol, and it's a good way to get the younger veterans active.
And to get them to volunteer, because veterans like having a mission and a purpose, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely. And then he, of his own design, and his team created a training program for family members to help them understand some of the hurdles of transitioning for service members. So Bill's been really involved. I need to mention that he's been a member of this church for 30 years, so he knows practically everybody in the congregation. And so he basically one-on-one goes up to people and asks if they're new, if he doesn't know them, if they're a veteran, if they'd like to be a part of the group. And so it's very much high touch, very much high relationship, very much one-on-one support and care. And so just emphasize for us the why again. Why do you do this? Why is it so important?
Well, I had PTSD issues when I came back from Vietnam, so I've been through the process, and I can be very empathetic because I know what they're going through, and I can help them proceed through whatever type of help that they need ahead.
Because what did you say? When you share the load, it's lighter.
Yeah.
Right?
The more you share the load, the lighter it gets.
There you go. The more you share the load, the lighter it gets. And so he is a volunteer Stevens Ministry trained person, but not a counselor and not a clergy member. He's a veteran with the heart who wants to make a difference in the lives of those who serve. So you're making a huge difference. Can't thank you enough. You said you'd be willing to be a reference and receive inquiries. How would you like people to reach out to you, Bill?
Well, either through my email address, which is bent, BENT777 at AOL.com, and my phone number is 614-348-8152.
Awesome. Well, I'm real proud of what you're doing, appreciate what you're doing, and look forward to working with you as we further this veteran champion movement. Thank you, sir.
Well, you're welcome, and I thank you for what you're doing as well.
Oh, thanks, Bill. Until next time.